Kubis. Let's see.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Which case file would you like to tackle?
I'm a grade A student
Loading
with,
Hughes
after
Manor's Feud.
many retries, the Hughes Manor Feud.
Loading complete. Good luck.
Thanks. The accomplished CEO of a successful real estate firm passed away, and a somber wake took place at his house. Just a few hours after the mourners dispersed, another tragedy occurred, prompting a frantic call to the police. Piece together the events that unfolded and discover what happened. 2003. Oh god. Is this the front door? Okay. Wait, did someone get dragged out? Looks like it. So it's a funeral wake. So they had a tiny bit of snacks. Okay. Very wide doors. Can we go upstairs? I'll look at the details later. I'm just looking at the general layout first. Okay. Is that a TV? Oh, yeah. Also, why would you have an armchair blocking the portrait? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, some paper. This door's open. What is this? Hunting map. Big safe. Okay, we can't interact with the safe. So it's camping, hunting gear. Is that a bullet? The Wilder again. So did someone grab a gun and shoot someone? Can we go upstairs? Oh, this is like Nancy zoomies. Oh. Could someone have fallen down the railing? Maybe someone got pushed. Oh, I can go in here too. Golfing. This looks like a guest room, perhaps? Oh, a broken vase. Is there a bullet casing in it? Oh, something happened here. Keys. Statue on its side. I'm a vampire! Okay, and that's inaccessible. All right, where should we start? Maybe just in the front entrance. Okay, May 1st. Meet with the district attorney. I'm only told that he wants to charge the Holt kid even though he's a minor. Note, tell him it's not likely to move forward. Dinner with Joseph Michaels. Dad left Sniper at the log cabin. Retrieve it. Make sure to drive down next week and return it to him. District attorney appointed me as the prosecutor for Barley Davidson case. Cal Santino should have the initial files ready by 2 p.m. today. Call Daniel Riley, 4 p.m. Meet with Carlos, Barley's family lawyer. Pick up Ruby. Dad died. Cancel this week. Call Valerie when home. Won't be good to see Ruby. Oh, and then everything is canceled. Call Felix for update. Just clear out next week too. When was the funeral, I wonder? Vermin defense. James Mendez. Rats and nasty things that crawl. We zap, shoot, and trap them all. Call me, need someone to supervise a business contract. Candy, cough drop. I'll miss you, Dad. Ruby? Okay. Nothing behind the pillows. So someone got dragged away. Is that like a little texture? I don't know what that is. Can't open that, or the drawers, or any of these. Anything in the trash? No. Snacks? Croissants? Okay. A funny picture. A coffee machine? Sir, caffeine! Is it even plugged in there? Oh, it is. Whoa. Okay, details. Never mind. I didn't say anything. Okay. What are those pouches? I can't zoom in. Oh, I can. Samuel Hughes? Harmony Hughes. Do remember to prepare your speech by Friday. We will start preparing for the toast at 11 a.m. Hope that you can be here too early to help. Hey Felix, I'll be back at 2. Got some things to do. See you then. I'll be away for an hour or 2 to do some errands. Let me know if you need anything. Did you hear that shit during the speeches? I'm sick of his attitude. The plan is still in action, right? All 3 of us agree that he needs to be put in his place, right? No way I'm stopping now. We need to do it today. I can already imagine the look on his face when I pull up the dirt on him. I can't believe we're going to do this. You know, my son looks up to you. I'm sure he does. Where is that little shit? Deleted. The same day. Keep Roger from drinking too much. Damian Goodman, James Goodman's son, is allergic to strawberries. Make sure he doesn't get any. Philip Braxton has slight lactose intolerance. Evelyn Fletcher, Joshua Fletcher's mother, has early onset dementia. Alert Joshua in case anything happens. Roman's son is allergic to nuts. Remember William Riverside. Remember him for what? So 1 bullet casing. Nothing on this phone. Glyftons, where the best are served the best. Roger Hughes, sous chef. Okay. Damn, that light coming in. Ah! The power of the sun! Anything down here? I smell clues. Hunting book. Some more books. A bust. Ooh. Dear Felix, by the time you're reading this, I will have passed on. This letter is an additional note to the will I've left behind. I have hired Stanton Law to be an intermediary and supervise the distribution of the remainder of my wealth. This letter is to justify the thought process of what is to follow. Each son will receive points based on their employment status and the condition of their marriage or relationship. Excuse me? If they're unemployed, they will be given a negative point to their overall amount. This is because I don't tolerate laziness. If they have any job in general, they receive 1 point. If they have any government job, they receive an additional 1 point. A middle management position gets an additional 1 point. If they're in a C-suite position or higher, they may receive 2 points to their overall amount. Marriage was sacred to me as it was to their mother. If they are single, they do not receive or subtract any points. If they are divorced, they have a single point taken from them. If they're married, they gain 1 point. If they're divorced, they have a single point taken from them. Wait, that's the same sentence, isn't it? That's doubling up. If they've provided the family with even 1 single male heir, they gain an additional point. Oh my god. Whoever shall have the highest amount of points will receive a 15% addition. Whoever shall have the second highest amount of points will receive a 10% addition. Third place shall receive the same. The final score shall receive 5%. I know that this may seem as an odd request, but my children understood my values as they were raised up. I'm proud of each one, but I always like to reward them allowances based on the chores they did. This is their final allowance. What a fucking dickhead. I know that you will follow my instructions without question, as you always have. However, I want you to know that with my death, your contract has come to an end. You're no longer required to work for the Hughes family, and I will make sure that you feel no obligation. You are about the age of retirement, and I wish that you can live the rest of your life with your wife in peace. Therefore, I hope you carry out my last wishes, not as my butler, but as my good friend. So Felix is the butler. Okay. Upscaling for the boom. CEO of Hughes Property Group. This modern housing market has experienced fluctuations like never before. Since the advent of the slice of bread, housing has been essential for predicting the market health of an economy. Land ownership is now reaching an apex. It still has growth, though. I've been on the forefront of regional markets. In this book, I'll explain the forecast science I took advantage of and the lessons you can learn. This book is a compilation of notes covering 1970s and 80s North Carolina markets and the various property types that made my company rebound from financial trouble into the leader it is today. Gordon Rush Hughes may be a first-time author but published a first-rate book. This is an essential read for all investors. Ugh. I'm getting bad vibes from this guy. This guy. And a tape. The butler did it? Nah, let's see. I, Gordon Hughes, being of sound mind, not acting under duress or undue influence, and fully understanding of the nature of all my property and of this disposition thereof, do hereby publish and declare this document to be my last will. Okay. I nominate and appoint Felix White as personal representative of my estate. If my personal representative fails or ceases to so serve, then I nominate William Brandon Darby. I devise and bequeath my property, both real and personal, wherever situated, as followed. First, second, third, fourth. So this is based on their point system? Oh, no, wait. The point system was on top of this, right? Felix gets a lot. The butler. Ellis, the oldest son. Second son, third son, fourth son. Business partner. I have hired a third-party Stanton Law to supervise an additional layer to my distribution of the final 40%. Final 40% of the remainder 90% of my wealth. They have been provided with a document that will break down attributes that I value. These attributes are based on relationship status. Additionally, these attributes are based on employment status. Being unemployed full-time, blah, blah. Stanton Law will supervise this final distribution. My friends and servant Felix will provide additional feedback. These attributes, when analyzed and understood, will provide an additional 15, 10, 10, or 5% of my final 40. These notes being rendered and carried out are my will. I hope to note that I have had a long life, and I wish that in the next I shall be reunited with my wife. I hope to the best to my sons and my grandchildren. May they be fulfilled in their lives, and may they stay united as a family. Well, that didn't happen, because someone died. Let's actually look at the questions. Among the total money to be distributed to the children, how much percent was each son supposed to receive? Okay, so total, so the base, that's the base percentage and the rest, the extra point system. So we're gonna have to find out who was married, divorced, what kind of job they had. Oof. That's a lot. Okay, let's write their names down. No wonder this is the hardest one. So we have Ellis, Roger, Glenn, and Roman. Okay. Who's the target of blackmail? How many people were killed? Depending on the number entered, please fill in the set of names of both the victim and perpetrator. Name of victim, name of killer. Okay. Oh, that's questioning.
What was the event about?
We held a gathering to honor the late Gordon Hughes at his mansion. His 4 sons each gave a eulogy. Food and wine was served. Then his will was shown, revealed to his 4 children. If you wish to see them as evidence, we have provided the recorded audio tapes and a copy of the will.
Where were you at the time of the crime?
After all the guests left, I cleaned all the mess they had left behind. After that, I had to go run some errands. Here are the receipts of what I had to buy.
Do you have any suspicions of who did it?
I don't want to believe any of them did it. I've known them since they were so young. But I also know that it couldn't have been any of the guests, as I've personally watched them all leave before I started cleaning. Also, the sons were all in the house as I left. Welcome. We've gathered here today to honor the late Gordon Hughes. He was a dear friend and a dear father. We'll start our presentation of the eulogies with the successor of Gordon's company. Jonathan Reed, if you could stand up here.
Shoes shuffle about.
Gordon was never just my boss. Over the time I was given to know him, he became one of my closest friends and the greatest teacher I've had. When I was young, I lived like trash. I was down on my luck and penniless. Gordon hired me, gave me a chance, and told me how to conduct myself. The position I have today is because of him, and there's nothing I can do to express the gratitude I feel. Gordon's own path was also similar, though with different starting points. He had to struggle to make his way to the top. Hard work, humility, and support. His virtues are what he told me to take to heart. I hope I can embody these as I take up the flag that he left behind. I swear to make his legacy last. As the new CEO of the Hughes Property Group, I would like to extend an offer to Roman, Gordon's youngest son, to work as a manager for our company. Roman, you are a rising star in the real estate world, and I'm sure that your father would want you to work with us. How about it?
No, thank you, Jonathan. But I'm quite proud of my current work, and I'd prefer not to take orders from anyone.
So self-employed real estate?
Oh, I see.
Well, fuck me
I
then.
shall give you time to consider the offer. Now I believe that Ellis, Gordon's eldest, is next.
He becomes a little more lively.
Thank you, Jonathan. I wouldn't have minded taking that managerial spot you have, by the way. Yeah. Anyhow, you may already know me. I'm a former collegiate rugby player. St. Valentine University, represent! The MVP awards and state rings I won, the successes I had, were because of my pops, Gordon Hughes. As a kid, he was always there, encouraging me to chase my dreams. to chase the ball. Even if he's no longer with us in person, I will make sure to carry on his legacy and ensure our family's success. Thank you.
Okay, douchebag, got it.
Oh, Roger, you're up.
Hello, and thank you all for coming today. I
This
just
is
want to
Roger.
share some of my precious memories with my father. Back when he was still alive, he would often take Glenn and I out to hunt with him. We'd have loaded up the truck with our food, tents,
So he
and
knows how to
the
use a gun.
guns. It was an experience. We were still young back then, but I remember the first time he... Sorry, it's just a little difficult. I remember that time we went... Thank you, Glenn. Thank you.
Sorry about that. It's been rough for all of us, I'm sure. I will continue Roger's testimony on his behalf. Our father would often take Roger and I hunting.
Wait, who is this? Glenn?
Of course, we never caught anything until we grew a little older. Father was always there, showing us how to do things right. Often, we would have to only load the truck up with his prizes, but in time, we'd add to that pile. I remember Roger's first kill. He started crying. Yes, you did. Not because you were happy that you'd finally succeeded, but because you felt bad for the deer when you got up to it. Our father would then teach us the importance of each individual life. That deer would live on with us, and later within us. These life experiences he gave us led us to where we are today. Roger is now a successful chef. I, on the other hand, am a lawyer for the state. After Mom passed away, Dad resolved himself to give us as much support as he could. This wasn't just in our respective businesses, but in our lives and our own growing families. I think it really shows. Wherever you are now, Dad, thank you.
So they're all successful
bless.
except Ellis. We don't know what Ellis does for a living. But they're
Thank
a
you,
sous
Glenn.
chef, a lawyer, and real
My
estate
father
guy.
was a very successful man, like Jonathan said. Our grandfather's company was in the gutters when he got the position. What he accomplished with it was awe-inspiring.
Ellis is a
Like
jock,
him,
yeah.
I
Football
decided to
player.
start with nothing as well. I wanted to climb the ladder with my own grit and sacrifice. I think Father appreciated that someone tried to do without. He was correct to put his faith in me. Roman Estate Co. is as successful as Hughes Property Group. Founding it was an endeavor, and to keep it running has been arduous. It's been like childbirth, something I thought only my wife would experience. Jonathan, as an aside, I believe that it's in my best interest to continue the great legacy that my father created, to continue his business modus operandi. I will buy out Hughes Property Group entirely. I'm sure I can find you a position as well. And that is all I have to say.
You're buying the company?
Felix, back to you.
Excuse me. Running a company is like childbirth? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Thank you, Roman. Next, we have Gordon's closest friends. Starting
I misread that as
William
closet friends. William Darby. Okay, so Roman is very successful. Ellis had nothing to add so far. We didn't get any information, really. Okay. Police officer notes. Oh. Male, white body, unknown victim. Black suit, black dress pant, black tie. Dirt on underside of body as if body was dragged. Covered in blood. Bullet wound to his forehead. Right hand, ring finger, and pinky finger look twisted. Under suit sleeve, scratch marks on hands and arms. Wait, incident 1102. Okay. Neighbor witness. Around 5:30, saw car drive out of mansion property, unknown driver, red sedan, headed eastbound from scene. I observed that there is no red sedan in the lot. That's it? Okay. This phone was found in the suit pocket of the body on the second floor. Okay, so there are two bodies then. Okay, so this is the other side of things. I'll be away for an hour or two to do some errands. Do let me know if you need anything. This sounds like Felix then, maybe. Helping out. Remember to prepare your speech by Friday, like an assistant almost. And he's doing errands. This might be Felix. What do you want from me? I need to talk to you. It's important. Busy with work. Leave a message. Needs to be in person. Meet me outside in 5 minutes. And delete it. Okay. Let's turn back time and see it all. In this book, we'll be covering the extensive history of North American pottery. Okay. Ceramics. From start to finish. Plate of food. More ceramics. Anything in the pockets? Nope. Anything behind the door? Guns. First aid kits. Knives. Well, if Roger and Glenn went hunting with their dad a lot, I feel like one of them probably shot the victim in the head. But not sure, just a guess for now. And then there's this bump. Vase broken. Another bump. Right, and a body here. Freshie Mart. Mailbox. Number 4. Lockian? Theft. Bakefield. Oh, and there too. Scrape on the floor? What the fuck were they doing? Could it be this that they swung around? Nothing in the trash. Nothing else to read here. No blood on this person? Yeah. Maybe someone shot someone and then someone else beat him to death. The shooter. Can't open that. Super bet. $500 straight bet. Oh, so gambling? Straight bet. $50,000 payout. Oh wait, ticket cost $250, winnings $500. Congratulations. Ticket cost $500. Better luck next time. Ticket cost $500. Wait, is there a time on these? Oh yeah, 5:30. Oh, different days too. 5:30. Better luck next time. Then a couple days later, 5:30, 1. Oh, this is before that. 4:23:03. So it's this one, failed, $500. Then this one, $500 failed, so lost $1,000, and then put in $250 and won, so got $750. So overall lost $250. Miller's Creek. Daniela Stren. Hey hun, I'm almost heading out. Can't believe my old man is actually gone. Don't want to be too sobby in this, but man, this hits me hard. On the bright side, I'll be rolling in the dough. Maybe we can finally settle down, just the two of us. I'll be in town for about 2 weeks, and this time I won't have to worry about having to constantly look for a job. These guys don't know what they're missing out on. See you then, Daniela. Wait, Daniela Stren? She isn't one of the kids, though. Could she be someone's wife? St. Valentine. That's Alice's football ring. Alice's college ring. Yeah, Alice. There it is. Maybe... Okay, I'll put her name down as maybe Alice's wife. Alice doesn't have a job. But yeah, if that's the case, then they were struggling financially. Was he staying in this room? Whoa, that light. God, the sun! And a box and a suitcase. I wonder if he was staying at this place. And more suitcases, actually. No labels on it, though. Oh. What does that say? Hughes? Oh, Ellis. Ellis Morton Hughes. So Ellis was staying with us in this room. Damn, surprised I found that. He's probably been coasting off his dad's money and gambling. And also his speech was very, like, lively. Feel like he didn't really feel bad about his dad dying. He was probably too excited about the money. But doesn't make him a killer. What were these again? Samuel? Samuel and Harmony? Who are they? Keep Roger from drinking. The sous chef. The second son. Drinking problem, maybe? Damien, Philip. Evelyn Fletcher, Joshua Fletcher's mother, Roman's son. Oh, Roman has kids. Roman's son is allergic to nuts. So he has a kid, for sure. Okay. Honestly, seems like Roman is the most successful out of all of them. The fact that he was gonna buy his dad's company, refused the job. That means they had no idea how successful he actually was. Or maybe they tried to offer him a job to kind of like prevent him from doing that. So who is this? Call Felix. Dad died, so it's one of the kids. Meet with district attorney. Oh, Glenn the lawyer. This must be Glenn the lawyer then. Who has a kid, Ruby. So Glenn is divorced. Call Valerie when home. Won't be good to see Ruby. Yeah, maybe. Like they're taking turns between the kid. Bring Ruby back to Valerie. Yeah, so divorced. Okay. So that's about all the info we have. So employed or unemployed, +1, -1. Ugh, it's tricky about the... Because he has a whole thing about what kind of position. Like, if they have a government job, they receive an additional point. Middle management position gets an additional point. If they're in a C-suite position... What is a C-suite position? CEO? Executive? Okay, so... Roman? Because he has his own real estate business. Okay, so let's go by all of them. So we think Ellis is unemployed, right? So he gets a -1 on employment. Roger is a chef, sous chef. So not an additional point. If they have any job in general, they receive 1 point. So +1. Government job is additional, but sous chef's not government. Middle management position. Is sous chef middle management? Kinda. Yeah, it is higher up, right? You're just below the actual chef of the kitchen. Okay, so maybe 1. I'll do question mark for that one. Then Glenn is a lawyer. So +1 for being a lawyer or having a job. Then government. Is lawyer government? A lawyer of the state. Oh, okay. He's a lawyer of the state. So +1 for government job. But he's not CEO. Then Roman has a job and is CEO. So 2 points for him. On top of, so he gets +3. So Alice is just -1. No job. Okay, then we're talking about marriage. If they are single, they do not receive or subtract any point. If they're divorced, -1. If they're married, +1. Okay, so Ellis does have Daniela, but is he married? Is that his wife? Glenn is divorced because he drops off the kid, so he gets -1 for that. If they've provided the family with a male heir, they gain an additional point, but Ruby's a daughter, so he doesn't get an extra point for that, but Roman does. So he gets... I think he's married and he has a son. We don't know anything about Roger, no. We haven't seen anything for him. I don't think Ellis is married since on the postcard he said afterwards they could finally settle. Well, it might just mean that they can't afford a house. Like, they're that broke. Staying with his dad, and then... Her last name's not the same. Yeah, that's true. So, but then even if they're not married, if he's single, there's no point, no minus, no plus. So he just gets nothing. Same for Roger. We don't know if he's married or not. Whoever shall have the highest amount of points will receive a 15% addition. So it looks like that would be Roman. Honestly, maybe that's why he's offering to buy the company, because he knows he gets the inheritance as well. Although... it depends on whether they discussed this before or after the speeches. Okay, so 15% to Roman, because he has 5 points. Glenn is a lawyer, so he gets 2 points for having a government job. -1 for divorce. So he only has 1 point then in the end. And then Roger, we only know that he's a sous chef. We don't know if he has a wife or a kid. So Roger and Glenn might be tied with 1 point. So there probably has to be something that sets them apart. Because I don't think we can have anyone be tied. Or can we? Highest amount of points, 15%. Second amount, 10. Third receives the same. Oh, okay. So they both get 10% then. Roger and Glenn. And then Ellis gets 5%. Probably. Oh, oops. I have a feeling this letter was not discussed. Yeah. I think it's probably after the speeches, and that is why things got heated. Probably because Ellis was like, time to make bank, and then finds out that he gets less than the other people. So the question for the thing is, how much do they get total? So this percentage that we just did has to be added up to this. So 5% goes to charity. 5% to Felix, the butler. Oh, that honestly, that might be why Ellis is angry. He gets the same amount as the butler. But he's the third beneficiary, though, as the eldest son. 17%. So he gets 5 plus 17. Roger gets 16. We do have to keep in mind, it says 16 of the remaining 90. So I'm a little confused. Then Glenn is 5th beneficiary with 14%. And then Roman gets 13. So Roman gets 15 plus 13, which is 28%. Ellis gets 22%. Those extra points should sum up to 40. 25, 35, 40. Yeah, that's 40%. But yeah, why is it of the remaining 90? Oh, so it's 5 to charity, 5 to Felix, and then the remaining 90 is that. Oh, and Jonathan gets the company, but none of the money. Yeah. I hired a third party, Stanton Law, to supervise an additional layer to my distribution of the final 40% of the remaining 90. Oh, I see. So the 13, 14, 15, 13, 14, 16, 17 together is what? 40, 50. Oh, that's 60%. Yeah. Wait. Oh, God. Yeah. No, it's tricky because they get 17% of the 90. Yeah, the distribution for the final 40 of the 90%. Oh my god, that's so confusing. So the 90% is split up. Let me check. Among the total money to be distributed, how much percent was each son supposed to receive? So of the 90%, how much does each son get? Okay, that's not too bad. So 5 plus 17 is 22. Right? Yeah. Roger gets 10 plus 16, so 26. Glenn gets 10 plus 14, 24. And Roman gets 28, 15 plus 13. So, honestly, to me, they're close together. But I guess if the estate is like millions, then it makes a big difference, I guess. I was worried that it was gonna, like, you had to do the math where it's like this much of the 90% and then outside of the 90% this much, so then it was a different percentage you had to add up. But it's nothing like that. It's all within the 90%. So I think this is fine. Okay, who's the target of blackmail? That is an interesting question because I feel like I haven't found anything regarding blackmail. Have we found anything regarding blackmail? Yeah, and there's 2 guns. I don't know if 2 guns are missing or they just... No, 1 gun is missing. If all slots were full. We don't know that. But probably. Something on the phone. The deleted messages. Oh yeah, and this. Did you hear that shit during the speeches? I'm sick of his attitudes. The plan is still in action, right? All 3 of us agree he needs to be put in his place. No way I'm stopping now. We need to do it today. I can already imagine the look on his face when I pull up the dirt on him. Can't believe we're gonna do this. You know, my son looks up to you. So this could be Roman. Because he has a son. I'm sure he does. Where is that little shit? All 3 of us agree, so it's 3 brothers against 1. Sounds like Ellis and Roman. Sick of his attitude. Did you hear that shit during the speeches? Honestly, the only one who really... Well, the only outliers to me are either Ellis, because he didn't seem sad, and he was just like boasting about football, because that was all he had going for him. Or Roman, who's just like boasting, because he's like, oh, I'm gonna buy the company. But if this is Roman, then it can only be about Ellis, right? Business is like giving birth. Dude is probably the victim. Yeah, Roger was the chef who was crying a lot. Wait, and the deleted messages. With 1311. It did say keep Roger from drinking too much. So he might have a drinking problem? Could they be talking about Roger not being able to get through his speech? Sick of his attitude? Like drinking too much and then crying? He needs to be put in his place. I almost feel like this is talking about Roman, but it can't be. My son looks up to you. That is Roman. Yeah, it's either they need to put Ellis in his place for the gambling or Roger for his drinking, I think. We know 4302 is Roman. Because he's the only one with a son. Then we have 1492, which I think is Felix. Oh, hey Felix, I'll be back at 2. Yeah, so 1492 is Felix. So that just leaves 1311 with a deleted message the same day. And then there was the police phone. Phone found in the suit of the victim. Oh, this is a different one. It's just okay, see you. There's no hey Felix, so this is a different set of messages. But 1492 is Felix. Let me know if you need anything. Could the phone owner maybe be Ellis? Because he was staying at the house, and that's why Felix is like, I'm gonna be away for an hour or 2. Let me know if you need anything. Because they'd be sharing the house. 8891 is a new one as well. Hey, what do you want from me? Need to talk to you, it's important. I'm busy with work. So we don't know who 8891 is either. And then 5766 is a different one too. I think there's 2 dead bodies. Yeah. I think whoever this was who got dragged to the door, and then there's the body that was in a fight here. Oh, whoa. Lots of damage. And then someone ended up here. Probably hit over the head with the statue after a struggle. Okay. Check the card from the catering restaurant. Let's see. Yeah, we can check a couple of business cards. There's 9924. Pest control? That's not it. Any numbers in here? No. Okay. Hmm. No number. Oh yeah, and a bullet was fired. Oh, that feels like they grabbed the gun, loaded it, walked here, and shot whoever was standing there. I don't know why the drag marks. Well, yeah, since two people... Or maybe he crawled to the door to try and escape, to try and get out. I feel like someone grabbed the gun. And maybe the fight took them upstairs, whoever tried to take over. I don't know. So Ellis wrote this to Daniela. I can't believe you would even put that in writing. Your dad dies and you'll be like, on the bright side, I'll be rolling in the dough. I'll be in town for about 2 weeks. This time I won't have to worry about having to constantly look for a job. These guys don't know what they're missing out on. See you then. He hadn't sent it yet. For some reason he put his ring here. Atlantic City is gambling. He definitely seemed to be the only one in financial trouble. Okay, let's see. Who is the target of blackmail? Well, I think 2 people were killed. But the texts weren't about blackmailing, it was about putting someone in their place. They couldn't possibly blackmail Ellis because he has no money. Like, they wouldn't want to blackmail someone for money. Or for something other than money, right? Blackmail is always about money. Like, pay up or your secret's gonna come out. The text mentioned dirt. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it could be... Should we just guess Ellis? Should we say that they were blackmailing Ellis to stop him from gambling? Oh, so what could have happened? Someone got shot and then someone got beaten over the head, I think, with a statue. It seemed like a skilled shot. That's true, it was right on the forehead. And if it was... someone fell here and they were shot from here, I think you have to be... like, you have to be used to a gun. So that would mean either Roger or Glenn shot someone. And there's also this drawer for some reason. Drunken Rage. Who talked about hunting in this speech? Roger, the sous chef who has a drinking problem, and Glenn, the younger brother of Roger, who's a lawyer. They both went hunting. Roger was crying so much. If Roger has a drinking problem, though, he couldn't have taken the shot so precisely, though. So that would lead us to think that Glenn shot someone. Roger might be the person on the second floor that just passed out and weren't killed. There's a bunch of, like, fighting damage around, though. Like, the walls have been bumped into, vase is broken. What about the butler? The butler said everything was fine when he left, and then came back to chaos. Oh yeah, and the neighbor said that they saw a red car leave. Golf clubs in Ellis's room, true. There's one golf club by the bed. We couldn't examine it, though. Oh, dirt on underside of body as if body was dragged covered in blood. So they dragged him outside? Bullet wound middle of forehead. Right hand finger and pinky finger look twisted. Could he have been holding the gun and then they like took it out of his hand, damaging his fingers? Scratch marks on hands and arms, fighting over the gun maybe? Ellis has rings. Yeah. Right hand ring finger and pinky finger look twisted. Like they took the ring from his finger, you think? Yeah, the neighbor saw the car drive out of the mansion property, unknown driver, red sedan, headed eastbound. 7811. Oh, we don't have that one. Could be Ellis, yeah. Because that was my theory, that he lives with the butler in this house. And then he wants to talk to someone, and it needs to be in person, probably just for money. Okay. So let's say Ellis was killed. Yeah, I thought at first that the victim was holding the gun and then hurt his fingers fighting for the gun. That's why he has the scratch marks, but I'm not sure. And if Ellis got shot by Glenn, just because it has to be someone who knows how to use a gun, then who's the victim upstairs and why? This is complicated. This is the hardest one in the game, so yeah, it's actually really hard. But the ring was upstairs. Yeah, maybe they took it off and then put it upstairs. Oh yeah, someone had keys upstairs. Yeah. The keys on the second floor could be butler. Who had the keys in the speeches? Were their keys falling? Let's see. Boots shuffle about, pause for a second, muttering, silence. Keys rattle loudly. Oh shit. Damn. Silent for a second. I shall give you time to consider the offer. Now I believe that Ellis, Gordon's eldest, is next. Shoes shuffle, keys rattle loudly. Does that mean Ellis has the keys? Ellis or Jonathan, yeah. Can I... oh, I can.
And told me how to conduct myself. I shall give you time to consider the offer. Now I believe that Ellis, Gordon's eldest, is next.
Thank you, Jonathan.
So it's Ellis.
I wouldn't have minded.
Ellis puts the keys down as he starts talking. He puts them on the table, yeah. Okay, so does that mean it has to be Alice upstairs then? Which would kind of work with my theory, although Alice wouldn't be that good of a shot, would he? I thought maybe Ellis shoots someone because he's upset about not getting as much money as he'd hoped for, being the eldest son. Shoots someone, and then it results in a fight where eventually he dies upstairs. But I'm not sure. He's a rugby guy, he would tackle instead of shoot. Yeah, I still think Roger or Glenn has to be the shooter. So I still think Glenn is a good theory for shooting. Because Roger has the drinking issue. Well, Ellis could actually be the killer too. And accidentally have dropped his keys. What if Ellis thinks if I kill them, then I get more money? But yeah, it doesn't really make sense then that the body downstairs has the scratch marks and the ring finger damage. Ellis could kill and be killed. Yeah, but Glenn is the good shot. Oh wait, I just have them mixed up. For some reason in my head I was thinking someone shoots someone and then a fight ensues and then the killer gets killed. But what if it's the other way around? Like the fighting upstairs is first, someone downstairs, Glenn, hears the fighting and shouting happening, grabs a gun, and whoever comes downstairs gets shot after the fight. Glenn could have shot whoever came running downstairs, which could be Ellis. And then Ellis killed someone upstairs. But who would Ellis be fighting over? With Roman? Oh yeah, and Jonathan was like, you could have hired me. The phone was on the victim, yeah. So that would make sense. That would make sense that Ellis gets shot downstairs after killing someone upstairs. So who does Ellis kill upstairs? Yeah, he would hate Roman because he's the youngest son who's really cocky. Gets offered a job, turns it down, even though Ellis is struggling to find a job constantly. Has the gall to buy the company. Should we try this? See how much we get wrong? 2 of 4 correctly. Okay.
Which case file would you like to... Loading Hughes Manor's Feud.
2 of 4 correct.
Loading complete.
I feel like we did a good job with the percentages. Okay, so this counts as 1, this is 1, this is 1, and this is 1. So assuming we got the percentages right, we probably got the blackmail wrong. Well, we can try someone else and see if it's still 2 of 4. What about Roger? Okay. So the Ellis one, the blackmail is wrong. So who gets blackmailed? No, it can't be Roman, because Roman says my son looks up to you and he's in on the blackmail. So it has to be could it be the company guy? Jonathan? No, wait. It has to be one of the sons, because they say the 3 of us agree. So if it's not Roger and it's not Ellis, it has to be Glenn or Roman. Oh, but if it's not Roman, then it has to be Glenn. Oh, it's not. Okay, I'll try Roman, and then if it's not Roman, I don't think it's Roman, but then I'll try Jonathan. Oh, it's Roman! Roger has a son and a daughter. Okay, wait. How do we know that Roger has a son and a daughter? The sweet packets has 2 names. Are these sweet packets? Is that what they are? I thought they were like amulet or like you put stones in them. Harmony. And Samuel. Do you think they're Roman's kids? Yeah, how do we know that they're family? I mean the last name obviously, but they have to be mentioned somewhere, right? I feel like I've missed something, like an extra letter somewhere. We know Roman has a son because there's a note here that says the son is allergic. I guess we'll read the story in a bit as well. Okay, so we know that's Roman. We're on 3 of 4, so we must... That means 2 is probably right, but how it happened is then not right. Well, if Roger does have a son, it gives him 2 points. So it wouldn't change anything. No, he'd still get 10%. Yeah, someone drove off and the body had been dragged outside. 2 people died, that's correct, but we just don't know who or if we have the right killer. Because now I'm thinking, I thought Ellis killed Roman, but maybe it's not Roman? Maybe swap Roman with Roger? Still 3 of 4. When do we get the story thing? Do you only get it if you have all the correct answers? That's hard because then we have 4 variables. That's tricky to get right. I wish these were separate answers. You think the food was tampered with? I don't think it's something like that, because then there wouldn't be such a big struggle upstairs. Like, someone got bashed into the wall, someone broke a vase, damaged the wall here. Like, stuff was misplaced, thrown about. I don't think that would just be a food poisoning or something. And the keys. The keys made us think this was Alice, right? The keys must be a hint. So who would struggle with Ellis? I think he's the victim based on the victim downstairs based on his phone, the phone found on his body, and the damage on his ring finger. Right hand ring finger is not the marriage finger, yeah, because it's his college ring. Doesn't matter which set they go into. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, so the texting was definitely like, if it's not about the blackmail, they kind of just want to put Ellis in his place, right? And they were like, we'll sit him down after the speeches. Because they didn't like his attitude. Yeah, we think Glenn must have shot Ellis because he was a good shot. He knew his way around a gun, and he didn't drink. Or doesn't drink as much as Roger is known to drink. But then, yeah, maybe now that we've switched it around. I'll try again. No, still 3 or 4. What if this is correct and we got the percentages wrong? No, it couldn't be, because we've gotten 3 or 4 many times with changing these names as well, so. There's 4 questions total. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fact that we got 3 of 4 means there are 2 victims, 2 killers, 2 victims, 2 people were killed. Can we just look it up? Do you think there's like a playthrough of it? The first thing I find is I have no clue who is dead. Okay, well, they're talking about missing the shell casing, and we definitely didn't miss that. Glenn was killed by Ellis. And then Roger kills Ellis. Oh! That was it. Thank you. Who was the father's favorite son? I'm guessing Roman. I'm thinking Roman because he was doing really well on his own and did everything. Like he had 2 kids, he was married, he had a good job, and he managed to do it on his own. He wasn't relying on his dad for money. Here we go. Okay, let's see. On May 16th, 1 p.m., a gathering was held to honor the death of Gordon Hughes. Friends and family of the late Gordon came together to pay their respects and share heartfelt eulogies. After the gathering concluded, the guests departed and Felix left to attend some errands. The only individuals remaining were Gordon's 4 sons. Ellis proceeded with his plan to blackmail Roman. Roger and Glenn were also in on the plan, although with varying degrees of hesitation. They all agreed that Roman's comments were out of hand and disrespectful to their father's legacy. Okay. Of the 2, Roger was more willing to follow Ellis as long as his own 2 children weren't around to see the conflict. On the other hand, Glenn, after contemplating the consequences of their actions, warned Roman about the impending scheme, prompting Roman to leave the premises. Really? Upon discovering Glenn's betrayal, Ellis confronted him, leading to a heated argument that escalated into a physical altercation. I was right. Losing control, Ellis pursued Glenn upstairs, causing damage to the walls and furniture, eventually ending Glenn's life with his own hands. Overhearing the commotion, Roger retrieved the gun from the hunting closet, fearing the worst, and confronted Ellis when he returned downstairs. After Ellis confessed to what had happened, Roger reached a state of emotional distress now that Glenn, his brother and close friend, was killed. He snapped and fired 1 bullet straight into Ellis's head, ending his life instantly. Realizing what he had done, Roger panicked, dragging Ellis's heavy body outside before fleeing the scene. Okay, so we got some of it right, at least. So Roger, Glenn, and Ellis wanted to blackmail Roman just for his attitude? Like, what's the dirt? Yeah, and how are we supposed to find out that From the deleted text message, maybe? I feel like there wasn't enough in the house to know all that. Yeah, I feel like I must have missed something. But I checked everywhere multiple times. I guess Roger was a good shot because he wasn't drinking. Yeah, and I did see that Roger and Glenn were close. Because they went hunting together a lot and they helped each other during the speeches and stuff. They also got an equal amount of the money. So the beef was definitely between Ellis and Roman. I get that. Ellis being poor, gambling, not finding a job, staying at his dad's place. Roman being the successful, cocky, youngest son. Glenn, after contemplating the consequences, warned Roman, and Roman left the premises. That's a little tricky, though. It kind of like makes it seem like you have to know that a sedan is a family car, and that he would be driving that. Like, we had nothing linking Roman to the car other than it's a kid's car. Because I didn't know that. I don't know anything about cars. So I guess then from that we should be able to be like, okay, Roman's out of the picture. He's not there. So who is this about then? It would have been better if it wasn't just like a sedan, but if it was like the neighbor didn't really recognize the car, but it looked like a family car, like a big family car. Then you're kind of like, okay. Like, it's a family car because there's like stickers in the windows or something, you know? That it's obviously someone who has kids. Then I'm kind of like more inclined to think, okay, then it has to be Roger or Roman who left. Plus the neighbor was like, I didn't recognize the person who left. So it's like, well, wouldn't you be able to recognize one of the sons? Or could she just not make out who left? I'm curious though. I feel like if we at some point, if I put this on YouTube, there's usually something like viewers note that I missed. So then maybe in the YouTube comments someone will have a good, like, actually this is how you can conclude that and that. But yeah, we finished Scene Investigators, finally. Got 12 of 12. That was a lot. Finally finished it. After being installed on my computer for how long? We played this game for 9 hours. It's a pretty hefty game. I wonder if they'll release more cases eventually. I have to say though, I still am much more a fan of their Payne's Creek killings. I thought that was much nicer to get into and look around the town, just have one big case instead of like all these separate cases. I mean, they were great brain teasers. I did have fun. I'm glad we finally finished this last case. It was a hard one though. I'm just impressed that we got the percentages right. We did math and we did it successfully.